Hello everyone, this is going to be your love and relationship reading for April 2019. I'm going to be doing a 6-card spread using the Gaian Tarot this month. That's what I happen to have on me in here. I'm actually in a shop that I normally work in. So this will be for the rising sign, sun, or moon of every sign that I mention after this is over. And of course, because this is more specific, it may or may not resonate for you. If it doesn't, you may want to check out your other two out of your rising sun and moon, see if any of those resonate more. And I also have been forgetting to mention, you can also look up your Venus sign through these readings as well. You might actually find that your Venus sign rings more true for you than your sun, for instance. So I think I've said it all. Okay. Then I'll see you in a second with your love reading. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to say that I'm going to be doing, this reading is going to include all 3 options between those of you that are in relationships or coupled or have been in a relationship for a good while, those of you that are single and dating, and those of you who have just met someone or are just completely single. We're going to go into all of those options. So see you in a second. Hello, Taurus. This is your love and relationship reading for April 2019. This is for Taurus rising, sun, and moon. For love and relationships for 2019. We'll see what comes out. Okay. I'm going to be bending down. I've got kind of a weird setup down here with a cardboard box and newspapers, so you'll just have to excuse me. I'll show you your 6 cards after I pick them. Okay, 3 more. I may pull clarifiers, it just depends. Okay. Huh. Okay. Let me do one more shuffle. Thank you for being patient. I'm almost done. I just need a little bit more information. Okay. This seems rather specific. So this may or may not apply. If it does, you'll know because it's very specific. Okay, one more. Okay. All right, here are your 6 cards. You have the 7 of Fire, the Hermit, the Tree, otherwise known as the Hanged Man, the Ace of Earth. You're the first people to get this on these videos so far. You have the 5 of Earth, otherwise known as the 5 of Pentacles, and the World. And then you have a couple of clarifiers. I'm going to start off with the present and work my way into the immediate future and then the farther future than that. So, okay, so presently, right off the bat, I'm getting that if you're single, you may actually be extremely busy right now with work. I'm going to read this in many different ways, but that's the first thing that struck me, is it may just be that you're really focused on building something right now, building a business or building a career or building up money, building on your skills. You seem very focused and driven to knock things out or get things done right now concerning work or making money or going towards being dedicated towards some kind of a goal. And so it may just be that presently you're not really, you feel you don't really have the time for relationships, or it would be tricky to try to work a relationship into your life right now because you're so busy. Or it could be saying that you have met someone through work, or met someone through common interests or common skills. Or it could be that you have met someone who is like this, who's very driven, very dedicated towards getting things done, very focused, very goal-oriented, is building up something new in their life. And so they might actually be so busy you're wondering whether or not this is even possible right now in them making time for you. If you've been in a long-standing relationship, it seems as if the two of you really have been working on the relationship, on creating more stability for yourselves, more money, more stability, possibly even building a home or working on a home, as in renovations, or if certain things need to be fixed, or you got a house together and it needs some work, and so you're building a garden, you're building up some kind of a nice existence for yourselves. It could just be that you both have been extremely focused with work. And so, but I am getting something in here about you're still making the time to take walks together or to do little things together here and there to still nurture the relationship while you're both focused on something. But it looks pretty good to me, you guys. If this is somebody that you've met, it seems like they definitely are the type of person that knows what they want. And if they want you, then they want some kind of a solid new beginning, which is this Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Earth here. This is a new, beautiful beginning that seems like both of you are very dedicated towards having this new beginning grow, or having this relationship grow nicely, which is nice to see. If you've been, yeah, I think I covered all of them. So let's look at the future. And these two came with a clarifier too, which I'll show you in a minute. So I don't know. I mean, for some of you, I'm definitely getting the feeling that you're feeling left out, or you feel abandoned, because you do have the Five of Earth here. It's interesting, in other decks, you know, this card basically means being left out in the cold or feeling as if you don't have enough. This is pretty obvious because this is a little hut that this person made out in the woods. Perhaps they're homeless, perhaps they're lost. There could be a lot of things going on in here, but it seems very survivalist looking to me. It looks as if for now this person is okay and has some semblance of shelter, but it may not be exactly what they want for their life or for what they have right now. This person's hunkering down and using what they've got, but it's not very much. So, and with the Hermit, I'm kind of getting that you're tired of being alone, for those of you that are single watching this, or it just seems like you get your hopes up and you meet a potential person, but then something seems to me, it seems like you are saying it always seems to be that you end up alone again, or that it wasn't the right person for you, or it wasn't reciprocal, or they didn't like you back, or something. It seems like you're over this. And it seems as though for this particular scenario, you're doing some really deep thinking about this. This hermit seems to be thinking about this situation below him, saying, why do I always end up here? Or why do I always feel as if I'm going to end up here? Or why am I attracting people that are unavailable in one way or another, where I feel like I'm left out in the cold and I don't have what I need? You're really doing some deep inner searching and thinking about this, on figuring this riddle out so that you no longer have this plague you. And it could even be that some of you, or even one of you, may fall for people that are extremely independent people that don't necessarily feel as if they need a relationship. And this may not be what you're really looking for ultimately, is these independent types that don't really need anybody. It seems as if you want to be needed by someone. And that's perfectly healthy. And that's what you need. So for those of you that are in a relationship, you might be doing some deep thinking about something that's going on in the relationship that either makes you or makes the other person feel as if you're not getting what you need. Maybe you're not getting enough affection, or you're not getting enough one-on-one time, or you're not getting enough nurturing. You need more care from your partner, and you may be doing some deep thinking about this on, can this be solved? Can I feel as if I have what I need? But don't settle for something that you know isn't giving you what you need. You definitely need to have your needs met in a relationship. You may want to ponder this for a little bit in order to figure this out. Or it could just be saying that this is temporary and that it will pass in time. So, let's look at the clarifier that came with those two. You have justice with those two. So it definitely seems as if you really need things to be fair. You really need the other person, if you're in a relationship, you really need the other person to work with you, or to help you balance the relationship out. You need equal give and take, or you need equal care in this relationship. And you may feel as if something is unfair, or you're possibly putting more into it than the other person, or you feel left out somehow, and you want this to be righted. You want this to be fair. You want to be able to have your needs be met. And so if it ultimately is just not fair, you will possibly be making a major decision to just be alone for a bit until you can find the kind of person that you're looking for that can give you the care that you need. It may even be for someone that you've attracted a partnership where you're making the majority of the money, and the other person has been suffering for money or doesn't do well with money. And it's wearing and tearing on the relationship, where you feel as if you perhaps are the only adult in the relationship and the other person is kind of taking a child role to you. And that ultimately is not balanced, or it's not fair. So this is ultimately what you deserve and want, is this. And so if you decide after some very deep thinking and pondering that this just doesn't seem to be getting better or more balanced, you may have to decide to be alone for a bit and let go of the relationship. But that's just one possibility here. If you're completely single, it seems as if you're over being single, and you really do want a relationship where there's mutual care and mutual consideration for each other's needs, where the relationship is balanced, in other words. And it's with someone that you can work things out with or discuss problems with in a peaceful manner that doesn't involve necessarily getting into big blowout arguments, or you really need someone to understand you. And you need to understand someone too. You need it both ways. So let's look at the future. future. That was the future that I just read, but this is even beyond that. So let me look at the clarifier here. Okay. Well, for those of you that are in relationships, here, let me adjust myself. I'm at work right now. I'm one of the shop girls. So, okay, I'm getting several different things with this. For those of you that are in relationships, if you do some deep thinking and you decide to approach the other person about what you've been thinking about, okay, just had some customers. Okay. Okay, what I'm getting from this is that it's one or the other, either through some deep introspection and possibly having the relationship be on hold, or the relationship has felt as if it's a little bit on hold. If you have tried, you and the other person, because it takes two, right? It takes two to tango. So if both of you have strove and done the work to look at things from a different angle, from a different perspective, if you've done some deep inner searching in order to find answers on how this relationship can continue to evolve, this is if you're in a relationship. It has a very good chance of having a wonderful culmination of an old cycle and a new cycle begin in your relationship. It's either that or the relationship ends. It's one or the other. Either it can evolve and can grow, but it takes two to do that. Sometimes it seems to me as if something in here is saying that you guys have gotten in some kind of a rut or a routine that has become imbalanced. And possibly by traveling together or developing new talents or by talking more, by exploring more your environment, by looking at things from a different angle, it is very possible for your relationship to have a rebirth or to have a nice new beginning of a new world open up in the relationship where it can continue to grow in a good way. Or if the other person or you is not willing on trying new things or new methods or new ways of seeing things or communicating, it may be that the relationship naturally comes to a close. But if you are totally single, this is saying you might actually meet someone while you're traveling or on some kind of a retreat or a vacation. You may even meet someone who's from a different part of the planet than you, as in a different country or a different cultural background, or there's something different about this person. If this hanged man is a person, and it seems as if someone comes in the future that just you are amazed by how different they are. They look at things differently. They think about things differently. They're very free-spirited, very spiritual, possibly well-read or well-traveled, as in they've been to a lot of countries or traveled a lot throughout the world. They seem very experienced in a certain way with looking at things in a different way. Very uncommon sort of person. Someone who's grounded and yet thinks outside of the box or just sees things from more of a spiritual angle. They almost seem like they're non-materialistic even though they have money. Even though they have money or they have solidity in their life, that's not their driving force for their life. Very interesting, you guys. And it looks like you guys will have amazing conversations. This person awakens your mind and you're able to learn things from this person that perhaps you never even thought was possible. Or you're thinking in new ways because of this person. This person almost seems like they change your life. It's a life-changing sort of a person. Or a mind-changing sort of a person, because the clarifier that goes with these two is the explorer of air. And if you've been in a long-term relationship, it is very possible for you to have a new chapter begin in the relationship by possibly doing more adventurous things together, possibly taking classes together, exploring your environment together, exploring new ideas together, awakening each other's minds with seeing newer, more interesting ways of doing things or seeing things, or even a newfound way of communicating in the relationship. And if this is a person that's coming in the future, they seem really interesting. They may even speak multiple languages, as in more than bilingual, more than 2 languages. They may speak 3 or 4 different languages. Or they're a storyteller, or just something's really interesting about this person. You'll have to let me know how this plays out for you. Looks really, really interesting. But it is very possible that by seeing things in a new way in the relationship, or by doing new things together that you have never done together before, as in this, it can awaken more passion and more inspiration in your relationship, where this feeling of stagnancy comes to an end. And if there has been struggles with money, if this person that you're with is extremely unique, it may be that they need to be self-employed, or you need to brainstorm together on what is the best way that they could make money or have a business using the skills that they have, because this does seem like an extremely talented person. It's just they may not be a materialistic type that's really good with things like marketing or money management. If you worked things out where you did the money management and helped them somehow formulate some kind of a concrete way of being able to use the skills that they already have, I actually see this person as being extremely brilliant. And if they put their ideas out there, it would be received extremely well. So it seems as if something could be worked out here. If you feel as if you've been the main breadwinner and this person has possibly gotten stuck in a rut of just continuously not having enough because they don't know how to best use their, or materialistically or practically use their skill base, this person seems extremely brilliant. Where if there was some way of having somebody else take over the aspect of marketing or handling the money or whatever and just use this person's skills, they actually would generate a lot, or they would bring something to the world that doesn't really exist right now. This person may be a diamond in the rough. They may not be a bum, so to speak. They may just not know how to go about doing this. But I know you Taurians are pretty good with management, with managing things, or practically working out game plans of how things can be manifested. If you wanted to partner up with this person or help this person find the right niche for them to be in, or the right way to use their skills, you guys would actually do really well, to the point of possibly being able to generate enough money in the future to be able to travel the world together. So that's pretty fascinating. But this person is most definitely outside of the box. If you are completely single, it seems as if someone is coming in the future, possibly that you meet while traveling, or they meet you while they're traveling. But something about it, because the world is in here and the world is ruled by Saturn, something about it, even though this person seems a little flighty or a little bit up in the air, as in not always is the most grounded of persons, this relationship seems really solid to me. or this relationship seems workable as a long-term thing. So hopefully that made sense or helped you in some way. And I shall see you soon in the middle of the month for your mystery readings. Take care. Bye.